Okay, and here we are. And here we are, guys. Here we are. This is round 7 of Chicago Open 2021. So I'm playing Kyron Griffith. So this guy, basically, the backstory on my man's Kyron. Kyron is very strong. Okay, he got 3 IM norms. Oh, actually, no, he got 2. Yeah, he got 2 because he said he's going for his last one. So he got 2 IM norms. And I think he's been over 2,500 USCF. FIDE is what you need for the rating. So I think he's like 2380, 90, something up there, even maybe over 2,400 maybe at this point. But very strong to say the least. That man's strong, bro. Selenia, thanks so much. Yo, Canty, thanks for the 4 months. Appreciate you. You came at the right time. Thanks for that sub. I really appreciate your support. You don't play anyone who ain't strong at these tourneys no more. You know what, J-Dub? That's a great observation. That is correct. I don't play anybody weak anymore. I just don't. That's how it go. But when you train with that kind of play and that kind of people, you know, you get stronger and you adapt and you try to work on your game more. And then you realize that who's a big dog and who's not. And you actually become stronger too, especially if you're working on your game for real. With that being said, though, I'm playing Kyron. Kyron's super strong. This is my third time playing Kyron. In fact, you can actually check the playlist for Chicago Open. Check the Chicago Open playlist, and there was a game that I played in the Hyper Accelerator Dragon. It should be in that playlist as well, the Hyper Accelerator Dragon playlist here on YouTube. So you can definitely check it in there. And I played Kyron for the first time. That was a wild game that ended in a draw, right? Game 1. Game 2, I played him this year. In fact, I played him twice in the last 2 tournaments. Think about that, right? That's just kind of crazy how that actually worked. We played in the same tournaments back to back, and we played each other both times. But every time I've had the black pieces too, which is kind of annoying. Like, bro, let me hit this man. You know, let me get white and see what he played. But I played black all 3 times, so I got to draw the first time. Second time I lost, which you can actually check that again in the other playlist, which is the Charlotte one. So about the King's Indian, you know, don't take unnecessary risks. That's the title of that one, right? Twice in Charlotte, once in Chicago. No, actually. Twice in Chicago, once in Charlotte. That's kind of crazy. I played him twice in the same tournament, but I played him in Chicago Open 2019, literally. So, dang, I got to draw both times in Chicago Open against the same dude 2 years later with the same color too, black, but it was a different Sicilian this time, right? So, I'm playing black. I'm playing black here. My man's Kyron, super strong. The man's a legend. He's out here for real, for real. So here we go. He played E4. Now the title of this one is It's Complicated. The title of this video, of course, as you can tell from the thumbnail, the title is Complicated. So it's about to get real complicated. So we're gonna show y'all what happened here in a minute. And I have a huge announcement, of course, about which I already told Andrew this. Andrew already know. About something I'm doing, something I'm championing. Yeah, something I'm becoming the greatest at, basically. So there's a certain thing that I'm really going to work on, you know. So I'm gonna show y'all what that is, basically, and we'll have a video on it too for round 9. Little spoiler there. But all right, here we go. So E4, C5. My man's play C5. Okay, so I need to have a sound around. That's what's up, yo. What's up, bro? You went to Carolina Classic? I did not. I saw a lot about it though. I saw a lot about it. Pravid Duis, which is David Pruitt's backwards. So funny. Every time I see that, I think about David. So E4, C5, Knight of 3. All games. Actually, one was a King's Indian, and the others were Sicilians. So I played, you know, at this point, I've played Accelerator Dragon. I have played the Najdorf most recently, and now I might as well, since we're here now, talk about the announcement so I don't forget. I am going to champion the Dirty Harry Sicilian. I am going to be the world's leading expert in the Dirty Harry Sicilian. Watch chapter 9, of course. Watch chapter 9. Watch analysis game 9 when we get there. Of course, there's only a few more videos here of the analysis of these. So when we get to game 9, you're going to see why. In fact, the only game I won with the black pieces was in the Dirty Harry. I got a lot of games with it, a lot of analysis with it. I have a lot of material with this Sicilian here. So very, very secretive, very lots of stuff. I'm only going to give y'all little bits and pieces. You might hear about it, but nobody probably has more games than I do at this point, and done the analysis, because I got studies and things worth of this Dirty Harry Sicilian. I'm like, you know what, it's time. You know, Geary out here dropping courses on 5 different openings, you know, because he working. I'm working too. So let me just work on this and make it work. And it's honestly a very fun opening too as well. But in this game though, this was of course my my Najdorf, which I was very, very confident with. In fact, in this tournament, I played the Najdorf twice and I got 2 draws. Now the Sicilian I did win was the Dirty Harry one, which we'll cover in video, of course, analysis of round 9. So this is round 7 here. So I played d6. I'm going Najdorfy, right? I'm like very confident, you know, shout out to the big dog Geary, you know, out here dropping that big boy knowledge. And I just went through it like water, just running through it. That's how I like to run through material. So I'm running through the material, and of course I'm just like in book. We literally honestly blitzing moves out. D4, and I know, you know, because this is my 3rd time playing him, but twice against his E4. He played D4 once, but he played E4 twice, and this is the 2nd time he played E4. And when he played E4 here, I think he was probably expecting my Accelerated Dragon. But so maybe, you know, it might have switched up. It's been 2 years, so a lot can change in 2 years, obviously. But I don't think he was expecting me to play a Najdorf, which is pretty nice. So D6, D4, takes, Knight of 6. So we go regular Najdorf. This stuff is very, very difficult, very, very complicated. In fact, title of the video, right? It's complicated, but there's certain lines that make it even more complicated. Ideas, plans, stuff you need to know. Knight of 6, Knight C3. This is basic stuff. A6, he go F3. So I'm thinking he go an English attack. In the English attack, what you're usually doing is Bishop E3, Bishop E2, Queen D2. Excuse me, trying to play H3. G4 as quick as possible. Knight goes to B3 after the E5, and then you're going to castle queenside and launch this nasty attack on this side of the board. That's the whole idea of this English attack here. Now you do have to get your move orders right as black, so you have to make moves, of course. A very quick, honestly, play for black will be E5, Bishop E7, Bishop E6, playing Knight D7, developing everything over here most likely first, playing H5 to stop G4, and then castling at the right moment, but that's much, much later. Najdorf is very, 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 very complicated opening. Even some grandmasters, there's an article out that I read that was like, you know, some grandmasters don't even fully understand the Sicilian defense, especially the Najdorf. With that being said, it's a very complicated thing. Many ways you can go. That's Najdorf. It looks like a line straight out of classical, right? Yeah, but this is very flexible. There's many ways you can go still after F3. E5 is a good move because it weakens F5 square at Knight F5. Well, in fact, we would love Knight F5. In fact, in this case, if you ever play a Najdorf and you do see this, Knight F5, we just snap that boy. This looking crazy out here. Then I'm going to go D5. We acting real live. You in some trouble, big dog. Knight go to C6, Queen D7. This is hanging. H5 can stop G4. You are in a lot of trouble. No center control. Where are your center pawns, Iraj? Where are they? Where are they? We're going to back that boy up and act like that never happened. So don't ever play. If they do play Knight F5 and you are a Najdorf player, you just snap that boy. Don't even think twice about it. Don't even think twice. J Deep, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So, all right. I go E5 though. This is like straight theory. E5. He go Knight B3. And here, there's a lot of ways you can play. The problem with the Najdorf here is that there's so many ways you can go. Now, of course, that's chess period. But, you know, mean in some way E5 good because you lost. You have to, E5 has to be timed correctly, Kirash. In some cases, in fact, if you ever face a Sozin, what chapter was that? What chapter? So many books. You know, you read so many books, you're like, yeah, what chapter is that? No, I asked you what time was it, not what chapter. I mean, my bad, bro. My bad. That's just how it be, bro. It's literally how it be. But what round was that? That was round, what round was that? Round 3? Maybe it was round 3, but check the one. I mean, you can check the playlist. It's linked. You know, it's going to be linked to the YouTube video here. But check the YouTube. Make sure y'all check the that round of the Najdorf Sozin. The Sozin variation is where you should not play E5. That's when the bishop's on C4. So if you play E5, that's a direct target to F7. So you need to play E6 to block it. You have to be very, very careful. E5 is usually played in all lines of major Najdorf Sicilians, except the ones with the bishop on C4. So this helps you cut down on study time to understand that this E5 structure usually should not be played, or it should be played most times, except when the bishop goes to C4, because now you're going to have a lot of problems here. E5, you need to establish yourself in the center. That's what this is about. So it's in chapter 14. That's right, bro. Absolutely. So, Canty with the sick analysis. Thanks, Richter. What's good? What's good? Bishop E6 coming next. Correct. Can't you play d5 if knight f5? Correct. In fact, if knight f5, you could go d5, but I like the chopping first, just because number one, these are double. This is pretty gross. Secondly, now you have d5 anyway, so you have no center pawns, and you have double pawns over here where the king is. Now, of course, you probably castling this way, but I'm anticipating that, so I'm gonna just be ready for you by the time you get over there. It's gonna be, you're gonna be in trouble. Bishop e6 or h6 is good for black. Bishop e6, usually a variation of both. It depends. The Najdorf is very rich. It's a very rich opening, so you can play it 5 different ways. Like there's a 3-piece setup Gary likes to teach. There's a always play knight d7 and knight c5 setup that Alex Kolovic likes. There's another one from Grandmaster Rafael Lido. He actually plays a mix of different ones, like this one this way, and that one's very confusing. But there's many ways you can play the Najdorf. So a6, f3, e5, knight b3. He plays knight b3. I play bishop e7, bishop e3. I go bishop e6. This is all standard. And my favorite, in fact, was the ones that are, what's some things? The English attacks. So I'm hoping he played queen d2, bishop here. I've been studying that one like a madman because, like, that's a very common one. But also, you know, especially very strong players can transition and do other things and, like, adapt and play for different types of ideas. You know, chess is not only about openings and memorizing them, it's about understanding and the ideas behind what you're doing. So with that being said, he go queen d2. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is still theory. And in queen d2, there's this interesting move. In fact, there's many moves you can make. Knight c6, knight d7, you got g6, you got h5, you have a5 maybe. Now, what would you play in this position? Of course, guys, you know, we keep this interactive. So you in the chat and everybody watching, of course, if you're watching this from YouTube, what is the move here? What's the move? Black to move. What did I do here? Many ways you can go, big fella. But it's black to move. Where are you going? So we got Castle from Richter 212. We got castles on the board. What else? Castles, queen a5, and we live. From Phantom Master Klendrick, I want you to play queen a5, hit the clock, right? You know, and then sign your score sheet, sign his, and walk out quietly. Don't even mark the result. You know, check out the hotel, go into the crib. If this tournament is not for you, big fella. I like queen c7 for some reason. Queen c7, knight d7. We have queen c7, knight d7. Yeah, knight d7 is a move. Okay. Knight c6, yeah, that's premium face block. It's chess pawn. Bishop takes b3, ruin the structure. d5, okay. Nice moves, everybody. Nice moves. In fact, many of these, and actually only one person got it correct of what I played, but many of these moves are playable. The quiet king f8, y'all are ridiculous. With this stupid quiet, the quiet, like y'all so funny. Against an opponent so far beyond me, I resign and save him some time. Lorgan, so funny. So look, you can play queen c7, which is a move. Knight d7 is a move. Castles is a move as well. But usually what happens here the most is you have to remember in these type of setups, this is not only in this Sicilian, but the Dragon Sicilians, the Accelerated Dragon Sicilians, or anytime you put a bishop on g7, even if you don't put a bishop on g7, they're going to play with this type of setup, castle, queenside, g4, h4, and literally just steamroll you for the rest of life as you know it. So with that being said, the only person that said it first was Shark Week. Shark Week had it first with h5, which actually stops Rafael Lido. Giri recommends the h5 here. And Rafael Lido, actually, Grandmaster, that I've studied before in the Najdorf, he plays the h5 system. This one actually postpones the g4, which makes you play h3. So if you play h3, eventually we're going to play h4 to stop your g4. And if that does happen, then we en passant it. Now you're in trouble, and that g-pawn that you needed to attack me is now not there anymore. In fact, there's some cases too, especially after trading the knight, that usually happens. The bishop goes to h4 to defend the pawn that is on g3, allowing you to castle, play f5, and rook f7 to defend on g7 at the right moment. Very deep theory. Literally, this stuff goes 30 moves and beyond sometimes through the end game. So very, very deep stuff. With that being said, h5 is on the board. Now you got a number of ways you can go as white. You can castle queenside. You can go bishop e2. You can also go for the immediate knight d5. So here, what did he do? a0 aspire right. Always push h5. Yeah, I'm an h5 player, especially with my Dirty Harry Sicilian. Harry on the move, right? Wait till round 9, boy, I tell you. Very good play. Correct. G4 is not a move. Absolutely right, big fella. So H5, after H5, here's what happens. Right, he goes knight D5. So when knight D5 happens, this is the more positional one. This is the one that you really need to be in your books right now before you get absolutely destroyed and wiped off the board in the next few moves. You need to understand what is going on. Knight D5 immediately is different from castling, playing bishop E2, and playing for the queen side attack or the king side attack. This is completely different. So now you have to switch gears and you have to play completely different here. This knight D5 is something serious. We'll be proud of your Harry Sicilian. Oh yeah, bro, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I'm a monster with this dirty Harry Sicilian. I made the decision. You know, like how a player is like, you know, I'm committing. All right, I'm committing to this college and I'm playing for this, and we there. That's how it is. That's how I am with my dirty Harry Sicilian now. I had fun with Najdorf, Accelerated, and all these other Sicilians, but my most fun and the most unstudied by you and everyone else, but the most studied by me is that. This is the dirty Harry Sicilian. Very nice. Cat Beans, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Thank you. You won round 3 with the Sicilian. Tournament was round 7. The guy gained 2nd place. Bronze medal. The only loss was to me, but I gained 11. If I was running or winning last round, I was 3rd, but I gained 11. Yeah, it happens, man. But that's good. You took down a big dog, though. That's how it is. That's how it is, man. That is how it is. So, knight D5, right? Black to move, guys. Of course, and we'll walk you through this, and you're going to walk yourselves to this. Yo, appreciate it, bro. Hey, man, thanks for that. Thanks for that, host, man. Black to move. What you going to do here? He plays knight D5. He doesn't go for the traditional English attack that you're looking for. What do? Black to move, guys. We got knight B to D. We got knight takes D5. Why is like the NX D5 getting on? It was all Nightbot was censoring that for a minute. We fixed it though. Bishop takes D5, knight takes D5 are both moves. Both are moves. Knight takes D5. This is correct. This is correct. In fact, guys, knight D7 is a move as well too. And this is the hard thing about theory and understanding and studying openings. All these are moves. In fact, knight D7, bishop takes, and knight takes are all moves here. Now, there's differences. The knight goes to D7 a lot when you've already like traded. In fact, yeah, this is very strange. The theory is very, very different here because you can always get in trouble sometimes, and you actually have to take with the king, believe it or not. If the queen takes, casting queen side makes this extremely weak, and you actually lose this pawn. As crazy as that is, so you have to take with the king. There are lines where you take with the king, and then you move the knight, or play queen c7, rook d8, and bring the king around this way. That's very wild. So knight d7 runs into that. Also, I teach my students. Hold on, let me put that in the chat for y'all. Right there. But the students know, of course, when they cross the line, they got to go. So anything 8 to 5, he in the territory. My man's got to get up out of here. So we got to take him by bishop or knight takes. There's a reason. There's 2 different ways. Bishop takes is allowed, but the bishop takes is better when the bishop's on e2, believe it or not. Bishop's on e2. And the reason for that is because usually this queen is on d1 when this knight goes to d5. So imagine this. Well, this is already here. We're gonna make it's gonna be too many moves. So go in your head here and follow the arrows. With the queen on d1 and the knight goes to an early d5, which is one of the lines. What happens is you capture on d5, right? So when you capture, then you play bishop f5, and then bishop d3 is played, but the queen's still on d1, right? So follow me here. Queen's still on d1. So now after bishop d3, trading the good bishop. After bishop takes, you take with the queen because pawn takes is just stupid. Pawn structure looks gross. Queen takes, I've moved this queen 2 times. I have wasted the tempo. This is very, very deep chess right now. But I have wasted the tempo because I've moved this queen 2 times. As opposed to if the queen's on d1, how many times do I move it now? Only once. There's a difference because of that. So this is why we don't take with, of course, the bishop right now. Because if the bishop's on e2, well, then there's no reason for me to put the bishop on f5 if this bishop's on e2, because that is one of the lines that actually is played, is with the bishop on e2. Very small, subtle things like that. The bishop's on e2, so it's played this way. The bishop's on f1 is played this way. Literally, that small change makes a complete difference in the game. So if the bishop's on e2, you have to play it differently than if the bishop is on f1. With the bishop on f1, you can't take, and the bishop on e2, I take this way. Then you play queen c7, knight d7, a5, and grip on the queen side. Strange, very strange, but that took a lot of studying of this position to understand the little small subtleties of that. Next up, is wasting a tempo potentially good, like in a Zugzwang type situation? Yes, that's actually correct. We call that reserve tempi from Devereski in-game manual. Having reserve tempi. So like, I need to not, waste the tempo, but I need to make this move so that the move's now on you and you and Zug and you out of there. Tempi can matter so much. Have games go down to one move. Correct, Oski, boy. That's right. So with that being said, knight takes d5 is the move. Because I know this theory. I know this very well. I studied this a long time. So takes, actually, e takes d5. And after e takes d5, I go bishop f5. So if he goes bishop d3, if he goes bishop d3 here, then I know that he does not know that I know. Yo, replay that one back, right? I know that he does not know that I know. That he don't know that he actually wasted the tempo here, moving the queen twice, if he plays bishop d3. But he doesn't play bishop d3. Of course, it's Chiron. The man got 2 IM norms, and he's very strong. Going for his 3rd IM norm, the man ain't going to be a joke. I'm pretty sure he's been here before. Bishop d3 is probably not going to be the move, and he didn't. He played bishop e2. So bishop e2 is on the board. Now, you have some choices to make. You got a lot to do here. You still got the pawn all the way over there on h5. And remember, this is called, it's complicated. That's the title of this YouTube video, right? For when it's posted, right? YouTube. It's complicated. It's going to get very complicated here. Bishop's on e2. What do you do? Is black to move here? What you going to do? Who knows? Maybe when 14, Stockfish 14 completely reset. Yeah, you might be right, Team Now. It's always something, right? Alpha Zero inspired the Dirty Harry, which is that early h5 in the Sveshnikov. Thanks for the follow, Big Cat JT. Knight d7. Chiron, not about to waste tempo. Right. Knight d7, queen c7, knight d7s. Lots of knight d7s here. We got a5. Bishop b4. Bishop b4? Oh, bishop h4. You're talking about here. Bishop h4 is actually a move that, not right now, but eventually, especially when this knight reroutes, a lot of time it'll reroute. Like, how does it reroute again? I don't remember. Sometimes the knight gets around this way. Knight a5, which is an idea to try to clamp down. We play b6. He can't get to c6, so we capture. So the knight goes back to c4. We go knight d7. Then we'll check, provoke g3 as a weakness, come back to e7, play rook c8 if he castle queen side. If he go king side, then we go the same. It's it's a very long theory. h4, h4. He just got like Las Vegas weekend and ended round 9. 2409 live rating. You talking about, who was that again? Oh, you're talking about Chiron right now. I think is who you're talking about. Griffith. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. The man's strong, bro. Chiron, a monster. So this is what was played, guys. Knight d7, great job. Knight d7 still following theory, to be honest here. I'm still following theory. Knight a5 is a move. If he plays knight a5, I can just go queen c7. Which is pretty usual in these kind of positions. After knight d7, he castles and get out the way. Now, you still can be accurate here, or you can... There's many moves, guys. Many moves here, actually. In fact, yeah, like there's 3 separate moves that all work interchangeably. Is black to move? What are you going to do here, guys? Right. Black to move. A lot of chess here left, because you got to understand what's going on. Hey, Canty, what's up? Panda's awesome. What's going on? Welcome to the Streamster. It's on you. It's on you, chat. Where we going? Black to move. What you doing? We got castles from Fall of God. H4 from Phantom Master Cleanser. Rook C8 from Gaming Till Bad. Rook C8, we great. You know it. I still like A5. Whoa. Oh my goodness, dog. Get crazy in the chat, bro. What? My goodness. Whoa. Sheesh. Sheesh, big fella. Coming in with the big boy bomb. That's a 50 piece. He just dropped 50 piece here. If you watch it from YouTube, of course, and you're catching this video, we just got a 50 bomb. Chaz Digital just gifted us 50 subs, bro. I appreciate you, man. Wow, that was crazy. Get hype in the chat for that one more time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 50 like it's nothing from the big dog. Big dog would, because the big dog could. Appreciate you, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy right there, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that support. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see what we got, guys. I mean, that's some high energy right there. Get hyped for that. Hey, high energy. Let's get some moves in the chat. Come on. That's some high energy right there, bro. H4 send it. Canty, what's up, Fab Dabs? What's up, bro? G5, kill, G5. You know what? What's funny? Young Kona, G5 is my style, but I am not like, that's not the theory that I studied, okay? There's a difference from like, you know, this is what the book says, but I'm going to play this move. And, you know, you on your own out there, big fella. Okay. You are on your own. No backup, right? No backup. You know, when they say you go on a mission and they're like, man, we ain't got no backup though, bro. We out here by ourselves. And you like, all right, do it. Hey, you know, if we die, we die. Like, that's just how it go. G5. If you die, you die. That's just how it's going to happen. But G5 is a very, very like, wow move. Like, he really played G5 out here. But, you know, yeah, I think it's just extremely too risky. It doesn't work. All right. So castling is a possibility. We got A5, Rook B8, and H4. All right. So here's the move. This is what I chose. I chose A5. Great job if you said A5. A5, what A5 does is a very simple move. Not only does it stop knight A5, which is one of the ideas. In fact, in a Najdorf, and this is just something to understand ideas-wise, when you're playing the Najdorf Sicilian, sometimes, a lot of times, you actually wait to castle. Not every time. There's always exceptions in chess. But there's a lot of other things to do before castling so quickly. Sometimes not playing A5 will allow this knight to be 100% extremely annoying. And you can castle, but you got to be very accurate after knight A5. B6 allows knight C6. He all in your crib, big fella. All in the house. Like, we on the couch. Like, what's good? Like, hey, bro. You know, make what's in the fridge, like make me one, you know, like get me one too. Like and then they about to bring friends. It's a rapster. So you have to play something like Queen C7, but C4 is coming. They're gonna squeeze you, and then B4, and you can easily get squeezed here. B6, knight C6. This is the positional way of playing this variation of the Najdorf. And I'm sure, you know, many players can get caught like this, not understanding this A5 move. This is why understanding the position is just as important as memorizing, of course, the theory and the stuff you're going through. So B4 squeeze. Come on, Chaz. Big Chaz. Come on, big dog. We here, bro. We definitely here. We definitely here, and we turned up. Appreciate you again, Chaz. Bear trap lurking, right? So A5. So A5 stops that, and it also threatens A4 because this knight looks kind of ridiculous. In a way, white is basically supposed to play A4. Black's just gonna have a great game. I just want to play puzzles. Like, yo, hey, Chaz, do it, bro. Chaz actually, in fact, tactics, like I teach students, especially in their first, you know, 10 or so lessons. Usually it's 70% tactics, 30% everything else study-wise. You know what I'm saying? You on YouTube? Chaz, what you mean? Chaz, don't be, hey, Chaz. Hey, Chaz, I'm not like, you didn't even say that, bro. You get a pass because you that guy. So you get a pass. But that is the YouTube. That's YouTube. Oh, you mean like streaming? Oh no, this is actually getting put on YouTube, right? I think that's what you meant. Yeah, right. So A4 is coming. Yeah, A4 is straight up like coming, bro. We got 400 subs now. I know, man. Hey, appreciate that. We back to 400 subs. Now we're trying to get back to 1,000, and then 2,000, and then 10 million, right? In that order. Richard is in the building. That's right, bro. What's up, mate in China? Welcome to the stream. So A4 is very scary. This is a very scary thing. And if A4 happens for black, I just get a better position. That's just how it is. You get more space. You allow your opponent to grab more space. This is why, again, King's Indian, if you watch my last video, stop hating yourself, right? I was like, don't play this no more. You already know it's giving you trouble in the open section, but you want to play it because that's what you want to do, not what you should do, right? So it's, I got in trouble, right? And the title of that video was Stop Hitting Yourself. So I can't be, you know, here you have to play A4 to get an advantage as white, or at least try to. At least here, because if you allow A4, black, yeah, it just goes down. In fact, it's already like very, very, very equal. It's almost zeros. It's like 0.2 right now. So I'm doing very good as black. After A5, though, okay, so after the A5 move, he does go A4, right? So he stops me from playing A4. Cool. Perfect. After A4, I get out the way. That's a simple move. It's time to castle now. And then you know, he played. This is how I know Chiron a beast for real. It's only a matter of time, you know, and I can know, and I can always test strength and know strength. But Chiron a beast for real, and I know this because he played Bishop B5. Bishop B5 lets me know that this man is studying. This man's studying because this is even though we on move 15 in theory, which this can still go another 5, 6, 7, 8 moves in theory easily. But Bishop B5 is theory here. So what's Black's plan here? Well, that's a great question, actually. Bishop B5, why do we go here is we actually want to trade this bishop off. This bishop's pretty gross because if we keep it back here and try to play C4, look how gross this bishop is now. It's terrible. So remember, this is a positional way to play against the Najdorf. So when this Bishop B5 option happens, they're going to take this as quick as possible and then maybe play C4, C5 and do all these other things. I mean, maybe not even take. Sometimes you even play C4 immediately without capturing. And in fact, after I play Knight F6 here, which is still theory. And I want you guys to answer this next one. He plays C4. And it looks very strange. You're like, why would he trap his bishop? Why would he put his bishop over here? And basically who I'm playing is an IM for real, like just straight up. He just needs the norms. I mean, I think he over 2,400 in live rating now from what I just heard in the chat there, FIDE. Right, I think his USCF is over 2,500. So the man is very strong, right? And you see C4 and you're like, bro, what is he doing? His bishop looks stupid. But in fact, he's actually carving squares. They call it carving squares. C5 is one option, correct? C5 is a huge option. Also trying to take over the B6 square is an option as well. Playing F4. There's like a lot of things you can do here. There's literally a lot of things you can do. It's kind of annoying. And, you know, anything that comes to D7, he can also kind of capture. But you have to do that at the right moment with right timing. Pawn break, right. Black can get ran over, right, correct. C5, yeah. So now black to move though, guys. Black to move. Where do you actually go? C4 is on the board. And this is a theory move, by the way. If it wasn't for me studying and understanding, like, you know, what and why, I would definitely go wrong here. And many of you would, of course, because it just seems like this is what I should do, which makes the most sense. This stuff's so deep, boy. I'm telling you. It took months. I mean, sometimes it takes years, but it took me months, and I'm talking about months every day studying, right? Every day studying, many hours, every day studying the same things. Very, very deep theory. And then repetition. You have to do it over and over, not just study it once. So B6, let's see why B6 is not that good. Well, B6 is not that good because now this becomes a target. Bishop C6 as well. C5 can eventually be played, but it's virtually okay. It's just kind of rough. I have to kind of stay around here. My pieces aren't the best. And if you've noticed, like white just has a little bit more space than we do. Just a little bit more space. I got a little bit more weaknesses. Now the engine thinks that it's equal. It's like +1. So we wouldn't say that equal. It's +1, but at the same time, like +1 is not as, you know, you see +1 all the time, even at the top levels, and then it'd be, oh, what happened? Oh, it's a draw, right? You know, you see that all the time. Yeah, if you understand why the moves, just I remember correct. Rook B8, right? E4 action. Well, here's the move. In fact, somebody else, because I don't like this in my house. 97, correct. Yes. A few of you guys, yeah, Dante and Cook to Live. And anyone else that said Bishop D7, this is correct. Bishop D7 is the best move. Bishop D7 is the move you do here. So we're going to get rid of his bishop on our terms here, on our terms. And if he takes it, you can actually take back with the knight. You can take with the queen too as well, but knight's just the best because now we have F5 in some cases. Now we can play B6, plant the knight on C5, which is an option too. And we always have the F5 to strengthen like the pawn structure and stuff. Pretty cool. But Bishop D7 is the move is what I played here. And I mean, I'm like, dang, bro, like he whipping out the moves of theory, understanding this, right? And honestly, right now, I mean, I'm up on time. I'm like moving quickly because literally it's still out the book. Like I didn't have to think yet. Just yet. I didn't just have to think yet. You know, Bishop D7. So after Bishop D7, what does he play? He plays Queen F2. And this is where I actually started to think because I was like, I ain't never seen that move. Queen F2 is not one I have ever seen. Ever seen. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, now because I haven't seen it, now I have to decipher what's going on and find a good move because this is not what I expected. In fact, Queen F2 is usually I'll see F4 from what I remember from theory. What else was in theory? F4. Yeah, F4 was just the main move. And you also have bishop takes, but not queen F2. Not queen F2. Not queen F2. Yeah, we off book now, bro. Yo, what's up, Rimmaster? What's good, dog? What's good? E4, stop. Made in China, stop. Thanks for the follow, third highest. Jeezy says, that's not a move. Quinn, what's up, Quinn? Welcome to the stream, bro. My guy. I'm playing the Chiron here. He wants bishop b6. Pretty obvious there, Shark Week. Thank you for that. That is correct. Bishop b6 is what he wants. This is where he wants to go. Is bishop to b6. Thanks for the follow, Ryan Murr. e4 sucks now for sure. Correct. So after queen f2, what do you do, guys? Black to move. I guess your move, bro. Seeing you on YouTube, first time watching the stream. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Appreciate you, bro. On the YouTube, make sure you catch the new videos too, man. Catch the new videos. Black to move, y'all. What y'all doing? Catch it in the chat. Chess Pawn says resign. You know what? Go ahead, big dog. Go ahead. I'm gonna keep fighting though. I'm gonna keep fighting over here. Knight e8. We got e4. The silent queen c8. Walk out quietly. Don't even write down the score. Yeah, that's probably one of those. You probably should do that one. It took months studying every day to learn 15 moves. Also, Canty, I'm champion 38%. Correct. That's right. That's right. And I mean, I didn't put more study in than that, D-Shock. Believe it or not, I'm nasty with that opening there. It's insane. Some of the stuff you see in there don't even make sense. But because it's hit with the engine, it does. Bishop takes b5, knight d7. I would play h4. Queen takes h4, knight takes d5. We got bishop d7 takes b5. We got bishop takes b5. You are correct if you said, here it is, bam, bishop takes b5. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. Because he only has two ways to capture, obvious. Thanks, Quinn, for gifting the sub. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for gifting the sub over to Cook to Live. Yeah, so two ways to capture. If he takes this way, it's obvious he loses a pawn. So he has to take this way. And what did we talk about earlier? The a4 push. Hold on, bro. You can't allow this. And actually, what I saw here is this got wild. Because I thought here for a minute. Because I was like, yo, Chiron might mess this up. And if he messed this up, I'm about to hit this man. Like, I'm ready. I'm in a striking distance, right? So a4, what I saw here was him playing bishop b6. This is what I calculated. And it took me a little bit because I had to see where do I go. So I was thinking, okay, where do I go? Queen c8 or queen b8? I thought queen c8 because I'm making a threat. Then I was like, what if he goes knight a5? Look at that. Boom. You know, you always have to think extra. These are big dogs. Big dogs do big things. So they're not going to just retreat, right? If you don't have to, they're going to make it very difficult. So the knight goes in here to a5, kind of locking stuff down. Also, attacking a4. Look at that. Look at that. Big dogs make big moves, right? Come on, Chaz, get them. Right? So rook takes a4 is now on the board. So now I got to do something, or I'm losing a pawn, and then he's just going to dub on a bub over here. Real easy, you know, real quick dub one time. And I'm looking crazy, and I'm down the pawn, positionally losing. Remember, this whole thing was positional. So, right, okay, I'm in trouble. So I got to be active. So knight d7, with the idea of if he snaps, well, then that's phase blockage. And in fact, it's very interesting because I win some material, but look at all he got a few pawns for it. And I saw all of this, and I saw all of, I was calculating all of this. I have rook takes, and I think if bishop takes, I had a cool sequence, right? No, I don't remember that check though. Okay, well, rook takes is for sure though. I did have this, and I'm kind of going up a piece, but he gets all these pawns, which is like, you know, kind of weird. We have this, which now I'm winning. I saw all of this. This is what I was calculating, and I was like, okay, we got all this going on, right? So knight d7. But then he showed me another line in post-game analysis where he was like, you know, a4, I think bishop b6. He said something he was trying to get. He said he was trying to get this move to work, like knight d7, bishop a7. I was like, dang, I didn't even think of that move, big dog. Bishop a7 out here looking crazy if you see that on the board. But he was saying that, which is correct. I think I'm just winning by bishop to d8. Or bishop d8 here, followed by b6. Which is like winning, or which is rook takes a7. No matter what happens, I can take on a7. So if rook takes a4, rook takes a7, completely winning. Completely winning. Right. This is crazy. Like nuts. Complicated stuff. Sasha 19, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. So this was nuts. He didn't play bishop a7. I didn't even calculate this move, but I'm pretty sure I would have found this sequence because there's not many moves anyway. But I was calculating the bishop b6 thing, right? So, okay, let's see what happens. He goes, actually, I go bishop takes, he takes, I go a4. And then he moves here. So after a4, knight has to move. Now, or at least you think he does, he plays bishop b6. So right here, after calculating everything, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, is he about to go for this? Like, I'm thinking, like, yo, he about to go for this. Like, I'm about to go up material. Or he can just retreat. He can just retreat. And it's all zeros right now, by the way. All zeros. Very complicated game, all zeros. Bishop b6, I go queen c8. So now I'm hitting c4. Queen c8, easy, correct, mate in China. I hit queen c8. He goes knight d2, he defends. He defends. Now the next thing, which I didn't like, is that rook a3 is doubling and a4 is now weak. Yeah, it was cool earlier, but now it's a weakness that I gotta be aware of. And, you know, this is easily defended. So it's not that easy. The silent queen c8. You're finally you got a silent move there. Fan Master finally. Bishop d8, e4. Looking nice here. Yeah, in fact, I think I already seen it from somebody. It was knight d7. So this is what I chose, knight d7. And in many of these lines, a lot of times you may forget ideas and plans that happen. That's okay. But what does happen here is that, you know, the ones that you can combine some of them. When in doubt, push it out, right? So f5 is a possibility. H4 happens a lot as well. Bishop g5. These are all possibilities. Knight d7 though, I'm hitting b6, trying to get this bishop up out of there. So what does he do? He backs that boy up. So then here, black to move, guys. What do we do here? Still all zeros, but complicated, but still zeros. Black to move. Where do you go? Push him, baby, says chess pawn 01. Knight c5 from Ryan. f5 from Kiros, chess pawn with f5. f5, let's go. Knight c5. All right, you guys are right. f5. F5. It's like, yo, you know me. You know, I'm not about to, if I got a chance to push a pawn like this, if I got a chance to sack a piece and sack another one like my grandfather Tao says, absolutely. I'm going to do it. F5 and we live. Let's go for it. Now I'm threatening f4, which is a big boy move. It's a big boy move. He in trouble. That bishop very short on squares. So f5 is on the board. After f5, in fact, he played a move that I did not consider here at all, by the way. And actually, it's the third best engine move, but I just never considered it. I was looking at everything else, and he played king h1. And I was like, what? You're just going to let me play f4? But then I realized, in fact, if I play f4, like, what am I actually getting? And then it dawned on me that, like, wow, f4 is like a blunder. f4 is like a straight blunder. In fact, it is not one of the top 3 moves right now, believe it or not. Everyone in the chat is like, probably play f4, play f4. f4, oh man, that's fire. And in fact, I was very close to the moves that the engines made. I made a different move here. And I'll tell you why my logic thinking here. But if I go f4, first off, the e4 square is his for good in a way. I mean, I can't go knight f6, but like, this is not what I wanted. This bishop is absolutely gross. A lot of times you can't back him up this way, but this is not fun. This is not fun at all. So I thought he could just kind of like go bishop a7 or even bishop b6. Even right, like, what if he does go here? And I take him, okay, cool, then what? I can't go here right now because that's actually hanging. So now I have to remove my queen from this terrible square just to get this bishop out. And then when I do, you know, he's still got the e4 square, positionally kind of like crushing me in a way. And yeah, g5, but I don't think this is realistic. I don't have enough pieces, excuse me, for a real King's Indian, if you think about it. I got a bishop and a rook and these pawns. That's not enough, bro. That's literally not enough. Literally not enough, bro. So when I go back, I was like, dang, f4 don't work. And I was like, man, that was good. I'm over here like, you know, feeling f4. I'm like, oh, I'm about to f4 him. It's about to be a wrap, you know. But f5, he played king h1, and I had to think here for a while. I was like, wow, what do I do? What do I actually do? So instead of f4, what are the possibilities, chat? It's on you now. Black to move. What do you do? I'm not playing f4 now. What do I do now? Why do you have to take on b6? Why not play bishop d8? Yeah, bishop d8 was a possibility as well. I was actually thinking you know, takes, and then queen takes, which actually probably is. I mean, looking at that idea, guys, here. In fact, wait, king h1, f4, bishop b6, probably bishop d8 is a great move. In fact, bishop d8 is a great move, but I just didn't like the fact that I'm giving up the e4 square like this. Like, it's just always his, which I'm sure it's a fairly equal position. It's almost +1, which is still fairly equal when it comes to human play, practical chances, stuff like that. I just didn't want to give that. I wanted to keep more pieces on the board. So I actually just showed y'all the move, by the way. But let me see what y'all played. G5, knight c5, bishop d8. Thanks for the follow, Najdorf Chess. E4. I played queen c7. I played queen c7 because here, and actually the engine says queen d8. But I mean, bro, why would I go queen d8? Like, my queen was already here. And actually, what's funny, it's so funny. Like, my queen's already here. Like, watch this. Engine kind of knows all in a way, and it's so funny. Because my logic here was I wanted to go queen c7. So now f4 is actually trapping the bishop. Sweet, right? That's trapping the bishop. And I didn't have to, like, block the connection of my rooks being connected. Queen c7, very logical move to make. Thanks for the follow, SA. Appreciate it. You got access to both sides of the board. I think knight goes to c5. Yeah, queen d8 is better. In fact, queen d8 is better. Because after queen c7, what he does here made me realize why queen c7 was a slight error. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So then, you know, queen c7 and queen d8, like, there's a huge difference with this move. It's so small, like the small subtleties we talked about too, and the little nuances. You know, in the beginning when we talked about with the bishop on e2, we do it this way. With the bishop on f1, it goes this way. It's the same thing here. Like, and my queen should have been on d8 because there's two ways of doing things. There's two ways of plans that I can have. And so after king h1, I go queen c7 with the idea, of course, of playing f4. F4 ain't happen. Right. We have turning knight, probably, maybe not. We're 2 hours in right now. Are we, okay. Oski, queen c7, b6. They have b6. Yeah, if they have b6, you actually, right, I liked b6. If b6 happened, this is kind of another reason why I wanted this. Because now I could go queen d8. And now how do you even stop f4? How do you even stop f4? You really can. And I'm actually, you know, when f4 happens this time, this pawn's hanging. You gotta be careful. And I have rook a6 to attack it again. I could also play knight c5 and block the connection. And then take the pawn. So there was no way b6 was gonna work ever. So b6 was not a good move by him, which he didn't play. So after queen c7, he goes queen e2. And then I realized that's why my queen should be on d8. That's why. I mean, it's so obvious, right? You know, it's so obvious, like how Hikaru says. So obvious, but queen should be on d8. And I know you're like, bro, what is the difference? Like, what are you even saying right now? Why should the queen be on d8? Right? Well, actually, in ideas of the idea, I know it's not obvious at all, right, Dante? Like, this is not obvious at all. Why is, like, right, lost AF right now? Of course, Dante, right? It's very funny because, you know, Hikaru talks like that. He is on a different level. Shout out to the big fella himself. But it is, at the same time, it's obvious when you understand the ideas. And some of the ideas, plans and ideas, not only just in the Najdorf, but chess period, is when you have a bad piece, you trade it for your opponent's good one. So with my queen on d8, many times in the Najdorf, you will see the bishop g5 idea, trading off the bad bishop for his good bishop. I made a video. I made it for the 3. I go. What? I have to know. I'm trying to understand what you just said there, Chaz. For the 3, I'm go. I sound like a rap song. Facts. Copy this. I totally understand every word, and I can analyze the position to an element of a certain amount. You get the point. Correct. So, right, queen d8. If my queen's on d8, I can now play bishop g5. But because I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly. Yeah, bro. I told you how much, you know, hip hop I was listening to. I was studying chess. Just studying, bro. Mr. Steel Queen, what's up, dog? Thanks for the follow. You know. Oh man. Hey, go ahead, click the live, get it, baby. You know it. Get that workout in, bro. Prob, Swizzy, Master Canty, what's up, Prob? So again, guys, this small little thing makes a big difference. My queen should be on d8, so I can play bishop g5, but I just didn't like the aesthetics of it of moving. You know, like I went queen c8, then went queen back to d8. You know, I didn't like this too much, even though the position is completely equal. You know, 2-3 minute video. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's cool. That's pretty good. You can also there's a lot of factors to go with that, Kiraj. We'll talk about that another day. But king h1, and I could have played queen d8. Queen d8 should have been the move. This should have been the best move, to be honest. It was like queen d8 to play bishop g5, stuff like that. But I played queen c7, and as soon as you play queen e2, for some reason or another, you always see ghosts sometimes in chess. I thought that he could not back his bishop up. For some reason, like I thought his queen had to stay on f2, when it never had to at all. Like he'd always move it. You know, how did queen e2 let you know that? Well, queen e2 let me know now I can't, you know, I know this bishop can move, and I don't want to play f4 and make this bishop even worse. Now look how gross this bishop is. What is this piece? Like, what are those, my guy? Like, what are those? You know, that's not a move. So f4 ain't happening. Ain't happening at all. Yikes, right? And, you know, if I can't play f4, you know, I would like to play f4, but again, even knight e4 is happening, big square. So I want to play bishop g5 here right now, but I can't do it because it's just hanging face blockage, not a move. So my queen, if my queen was on d8, I'll have that possibility. So with that being said, guys, queen e2, white to move, or black to move now. So it's black to move. Where do you go after this? Bishop h4, Canty after f4. Bishop h4, bishop g3. And then after you do all of that, mate in China, I'm going to wait till you get all the way over there. And then I'm going to play h3. And then I'm going to stare at you real hard. I'm going to just stare at you and see what you do. I'm just going to see what you do. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just going to stare at you. I'm going to let you do all of that. And then play h3. Silent king h8. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, Chaz Finn. Appreciate it. Was f5 a good move to begin with? Looking at these possibilities now. In fact, yes, Ryan. And f5 is a great move, and the engine liked it too as well. And the reason why is when you study in theory, when you study in openings period, and you study everything about it, you need to study the games. You have to study all the ideas, because sometimes when people deviate, like he did here, he deviated and played queen f2, which I've never seen in this theory that I've studied. I've never seen the queen f2 move. And when he played it, of course, here, some of the you can't follow the same lines that you've known. Obviously, you can't, but you can follow the same ideas that may happen in the line. So it's good to have the ideas. Red hot in here tonight. What's up, free waves? It's good, my guy. Yes, b6. We got b6. Rook lifting time, right? So we got b6 on the board. What else we got, guys? We got g5, b6, knight c5, queen a5. g5. Okay, so moves are queen a5. Okay, queen a5. We got b6, bishop f6. There was many things I didn't like about queen a5, and the reason being, queen a5 actually in post-game analysis we looked at it. I'm only you good, bro. g5. Yeah, g5 is a scary move to make. Again, that's very scary. I'm out here like, hey, bro, you know, come at me, bro. But I'm like, you know, only a few feet tall, right? Like, this is scary, bro. It looked like it's something, but where's the rest of the pieces behind it? They're not even on a 6th rank. They ain't even up here. Like, where's the firepower behind the big dog talk, you know? Where is it? It ain't there. So you gotta be careful. Queen a5 and post-game analysis, when me and him did a post-game analysis together, we analyzed this when I was playing, and I was looking at queen a5. Queen a5 was actually a move that I did not consider, not that I didn't consider, I didn't like. There was a certain line I didn't like in here. And it was started with rook a3. And with this rook a3 move, you know, I was like, you know, rook a3, he's going to try to double and take the pawn, right? So if I go queen b4, which was my intention, I think he was going to do something he had. I don't remember now. Knight b1. No, it's not that. b3? Nope. He's there in time. Doubling up, I get to take. Yeah, I think I was miscalculating somewhere in here, but I can't remember right now. Let me actually see. Queen a5. Rook a2, maybe? Rook a2. Queen b4, doubling up. And this I got a little annoyed about. Because in some cases, he can just play b3. In some cases. And sometimes taking and then playing b3 and bullying the pawn because he's using the pin. This was very complicated. Again, you know, title for the YouTube video. It's complicated. This whole game was very, very complicated. So I thought if I go queen a5 and I'm wrong, I lose. But if I go queen a5 and I'm right, I can have even chances, for more. I can push for a little bit more and play for 2 results, meaning playing for a win or a draw. No losses, right? This is not even the height of the game, right? So queen c2, or after queen e2, this is the move I chose, and none of you guys have said it here. And here, oh, actually, no, Dante got it. I played queen d8. I played queen d8, bro. It's almost like a troll move. Like I played queen c8. I played this little triangle. Like I played this little triangle, right? Queen c8. I played queen c8, queen c7. Bring the lady right back. Queen d8. And the reason for this is because, you know what? Bishop g5. And I thought a long time here because I did think about the queen a5 thing, queen b4, him doubling up. Am I going to be able to take in time? b3 is always going to be annoying for me. I mean, maybe I could play a3. Oh, the rook's on a3. So I can't, which means I'm going to lose this pawn. This is pinned down here. There was a lot of problems. Lots of problems. Also, the timing of f4. If f4 happens at the right moment and I'm not prepared, queen takes h5 is coming. So I had to prepare for that because I was like, what if I go queen a5 and then he tries this f4? When is he coming in here? When is the timing correct? Do I play e4? Like, this was so much. It was so complicated. Extremely complicated, like it is in many Najdorfs, but especially the positional ones where you really have to know what you're doing with the black pieces. So queen d8, I'm playing bishop g5 next is the idea. He go rook a3. I'm like, here we go. I knew rook a3 was happening. And this rook, these are some of the scariest rooks, right? They call them rovers, rook up and over. That's what this is short for, or rover, right? Rook up and over. They call it a rover if you didn't know that. But that's these rooks are the most scariest because not only can it do something like this, but at the right moment, hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, we coming through the back door. Yeah, you didn't even know I was here, did you? Right? It's very, very scary. And to get blindsided by one of them bad boys. Would g6 work to protect the pawn on h5? Yes, but I've already made crucial weaknesses already around my king. This is a GM thing you want to understand. And I learned this a lot from grandmasters, of course, that usually if you don't have to, unless, I mean, honestly, this is theory. So theory is different. And when theory is tested and it's been looked at in games and analysis and engines and a bunch of GM games, yes, I've made weaknesses and holes around my king, but they can't be exploited, at least not yet, not by any light square bishop. He doesn't have one. The pieces, these pawns actually restrict the pieces, and I'm relying on dynamic counterplay and, of course, tying everything down. It's easy to defend them, but I do have weaknesses nevertheless. So you have to be aware of that. So I don't want to actually weaken stuff even more. Playing g6 does allow like bishop h6. It's just, this could be something to worry about later. And, watch the rest of the game. I bet you if this g6 pawn was here, I would probably be in a lot more trouble in the game because this game about to get even more wild. So he played rook to a3. It's black to move. Where we go on chat? What do we do? Bishop g5, queen g5, knight c5, says prop Swizzy. So now we trade the bad bishop, says Dante. What's up, Jim? What's good, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Why is f4 bad? Great question, Hydra Gamer. Because you give up the e4 square. And your bishop's already gross. Already got, these, like, look, what is the bishop doing besides, like, imagine, like, just, punching a brick wall. Like, that kind of hurts, right? Obviously. So this is exactly what's happening. Like, I'm going nowhere, bro. Doing nothing at all. So you have to trade him, usually. Rook f6, rover. Come on, mate in China. Queen c8. Yo, I just laughed because I moved that queen already to c8. So that was a funny move from above sky. I just had to laugh. I didn't even consider it, but that's just so funny. You just go one queen back to c8. Looking crazy out here. Knight c5, rook a5 for Mr. Charm. Knight f6. Bishop g5 got to be it. Correct. A-man45, thanks for the follow. Bishop g5 is correct. I went for it because I'm like, well, I'm all in. I got to go for it. By the way, time situations here. We might have both had like 25, 30 minutes here. And these are hour and 40-minute games with 30-second increment. So he was thinking. We was thinking. And in fact, at one point, this is why I'm very good. One of my assets, I think, my strong suits are, well, eventually you want all of them to be strong suits, but you have one that you lean on. Tactics for me. I'm a tactician. My grandfather's Tao, right? And then my opening prep is insane. So those are very big things for me, which help out. So a lot of times I'm up on the clock quite often. So I can use the clock basically when you need to, in times where you need to really think. and you really, you know, it's getting tactical, it's getting wild, you need to use that time and not be low on time because you couldn't figure it out in the opening. That's strategy right there. So here, you know, we both had like, I was up like 20 minutes at one point, but then I easily gave that time back because I had to think around this area because, you know, there's a f4 coming, like he got the doubling of the rooks, and this got wild. And after bishop g5, here we go, y'all. Oh, it's complicated. Oh, it's complicated. f4 on the board. What you about to do now? What are you gonna do now? By the way, you know, as crazy as these positions are, sometimes in the Najdorf, some of the positions, the wildest positions you ever see in life, right? I remember studying some Najdorf theory. It was actually a karaoke game I was looking at where there was a queen sack in the Sozin variation of the Najdorf, right? Literally, white sacked his queen for a pawn. But because the pieces were so active, you have to sack your queen back as black and everything equals out into a draw. Get out of here. What? Who does that? He sacked his queen for a pawn. But because his piece is so active and you don't get mated and face blockage and all that other bad stuff, you give your queen back and it's a draw. That's how Najdorf's go. So, very complicated stuff. We have e takes f4 from Turkey Gamers. Bishop f6. ef4 you meant, okay. E takes f4 and we have bishop f6 as possibilities. Right. ef4. Yeah, it's pretty unanimous. E takes f4. I take this. I'm doing this. Open the file with a smile. Right. And I know I'm in for some risk for real. Oh, I'm in for some risk. Because here, and this is why looks are very deceiving, because the engine evaluates this as completely equal. But after he takes his back, I don't feel that equal here as black. You know, like h5 is hanging. e6 is with check. d6 is weak. Right? a4 is weak. And I was like, you know, I know I played this theory correct all the way up until like move 18. I know that, you know, I'm fine here. Looking at the engine, they actually prefer black by minus 0.28, which is basically equal, bro, straight up. But at the same time, this is a very, very wild position. Something I like. I like tactics and things like that. But it's extremely complicated, and I honestly was not as confident here. This didn't feel that good. This position felt like I had too many weaknesses to cover and not enough pieces to cover them. As always, analysis is amazing. I'm out. Night, y'all. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, thanks for your love today, too, man. Thanks for gifting and lifting. Or you gave 1,000 biddies. Thanks for the biddies. Very complicated, but actually equal. Right. So, right. Okay. Black to move, guys. Black to move. So I snap on f4 once. He takes back on f4. Black to move. We got bishop f6. We got knight c5. We got rook e8 hit the queen one time. Looks like you're all about to trade blows. Oh yeah, we in the ring. Oh yeah, it's like, you know, y'all boxing, right? Then they're like, all right, cool, take the gloves off then. And you're like, what? Take the gloves off? Yeah, take the gloves off, bro. All right, bet. And then the gloves come off. And it's like, oh, they for real. Oh, it's for real. Oh, you thought this was a game. Rook e8, take on g5, bishop takes f4, g6. Yeah, this is all things I was thinking about. In fact, it's complicated. You need the Berlin for a nice slow position there. Right. Hey, man, appreciate you, Hydra Gamer. That's what we do, baby. That's what we do. Hey, check out the YouTube channel, man. Go hit me with the subster one time. Bishop takes f4. Yo, so rook e8 I didn't like. I think he just takes on h5. Let's actually see. Engine says, yeah, just take the freebie. Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? Like, what's your next move? Oh, take? Oh, okay, cool. You think you got to check? Oh, okay. And for your next move, bro? Like, what's next? Oh, you down a pawn. And this one hanging too. You thought you was going to get something out of this. GG, start a new one, you know, and you can't play like this against Chiron. Facts. And he's not about to let this slide. Gotta go, so I watched the video on YouTube so I don't miss anything. Hey, appreciate you, SA. Appreciate you, SAPM. Thank you so much. Take the bishop first from Saito, right? How about queen takes h5, bishop takes, rook takes, queen a5? What does queen a5 do? Wait, what's that move? Hold on. Rook takes, queen a5. I'm thinking queen h4. I'm like, yo, have you lost your absolute? I can just go knight f1. And if you put anything on the back rank, I can play h3. Just as a preparatory, like, you know, left move, which you still got, you know, this is just scary. Like, it's very scary here, and you have to be extremely accurate. In fact, the move right here, guys, is correct. Bishop takes f4. Just get it out the way. And after rook takes f4, Now, man, I mean, this game is wild. Tell me, what do you think is going on here, chat? Do you think white's better? Do you think black's better? Or do you think this is equal? I want to know, what do you think the evaluation is? Is it equal? Is it better for black? Is it better for white? Number two, what is actually the move here? So you can put those in the chat whenever you're ready. I'll answer and see what we got. We got knight f6. So we got black is better after g5. Pawn g5. White looks like they have the initiative. White is better, more space from Chuck Gravity. Queen g5 from Ryan. From Ryan here. Yeah, very, very good observations, guys. Good stuff. Maiden 64. Maiden 64. Good stuff. Good stuff. White's better from Tan to our 0.28 minus. Fly, tie, fly. White has more activity, right? Queen f6, g6. Black ever slightly ahead. 95. Great stuff, man. Hey, it's kind of like balance. It's kind of like balance. Some people saying white better. Some people saying black's like equal. Really, nobody said black's like better, right? It should tell you something about your position. Black's not better, but excuse me, the engine thinks otherwise. The engine says that black is like minus 0.30. Right now, oh, let me pull it up. Boom. What that say? You see that up there? Minus 0.30. Wow. Wow, bro. Crazy how this position looks like. You said you did it, Turkey Gamers? Yeah. Looks are very deceiving in chess. Very deceiving. But there's a lot of activity. So the move I chose here was actually not the best move. Queen f6 I considered it. And we were getting low on time. How much time do I have here? I might have had like under 10 or at 10. And he had maybe a minute or two less than me. So we were getting very close on time. We were getting in time trouble, and it's getting, you know, a little, you're getting fidgety because like you're getting low on time, complicated position, like, you know, you don't want to blunder anything. This is about to get wild though. So Queen f6 is the best move by the engine. And actually how this looks is after checks, takes. I was thinking knight c5, e7, rook f7. I looked at all of this. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I can go through this, right? This is something. But for some reason, I just didn't feel like I was doing well there. I just really, as humans calculating, you make decisions, you make evaluations, and you make decisions. But I didn't like Queen e6. I just didn't like it for some reason. I also felt like I had a better move, like even knight f3. Maybe I got rook e8. I do, but he has rook here. But then takes. Like there's a lot going on. I still got weaknesses. Knight g5, for instance. Sample line. Let's just. Not even really thinking here, but looking at this. So this is risky, but the engine says this is okay. Just because of check, and if rook f7, if knight g5 just made on the back rank. But look how scary this looked though. Man, it's nuts. Like what if you play h3? Maybe just back that boy up to civilization. Oh, queen c1 and you done. Yeah, that's a wrap, sir. That's a wrap. So that don't work. That don't work. But queen f6 was just a hard move to make for me. Queen e8 was another one, defending and attacking the queen. Right? What if queen e8? Yeah. But I went for the active one. And we was getting low on time here. But this one is not a move, in fact. I mean, it's not crushed. I'm not getting crushed, but it did go up to +1. It went up to plus 1.1, in fact. It's still complicated here. The idea here is I'm attacking the rook. Very simple here. I also want to go rook e8. So queen g5 is not the best, but it's a very human looking move. Oh yeah, Ryan, I think you said that too, right? I think Ryan said queen g5. Yeah, so queen g5 though. I played queen g5 and then he hit me with the check. Hitting the knight. Hitting the light. And you got two moves. Rook f7, you got three. King h7, I think he said there was a mate line. Something went wrong with king h7. In fact, actually it's here. King h7 blunders immediately. Immediately because rook g3. And if I move the queen to the wrong square, then he's going he checks me and then mate. And I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. So luckily I didn't go there. I also went here. Like honestly, I didn't see the whole rook g3 thing. Reason why I didn't go king h7 is because I didn't want to stay on the light squares. Like his queen's around here. This feels loose. So I want to go king h8. What was the best move instead of queen g5? Queen f6. Queen e6 check and rook f7 and king h8 are the best moves. In fact, king h8 goes to +2. Rook f7 goes to +1. That's crazy. I didn't want to step in his voluntary pin. That's why I didn't play rook f7. But I went king h8, and again, we getting low on time. Like we getting dangerously low. I maybe had like 7-8 minutes. He had a little bit less. You know, we getting dangerously low, and this position is complicated, right? And here, you know, I'm like, this whole time I'm thinking to myself, what is he gonna do if he takes on d6? And then he takes on d6, and I'm like, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? Black to move, y'all. Let's get some moves here. I dropped my black pawn somewhere. I literally like always got a black pawn. I got chess pieces everywhere. Now I want that pawn. Lost my pawn, y'all. I got other ones. Knight f6. Knight f6. Knight f6. And knight f6. I thought about knight f6. Queen d8. Oh no, queen d8 ain't gonna work, big fella. Knight f6. Yeah, the reason why you have to be active. You have to be very active. So here it is. Fall off guy got it. Yeah, and actually Turkey did too. Rook a to e8. So I could just go rook e1 check. Or rook d8 check. I'm just trying to be annoying. I also have rook e2. Rook e2 could be very strong at the right moment. Right now, it is +2 right now. So it is +2. He is winning. He is up a pawn right now. But it's not like, you know, it's not decisive yet, right? There's still play left, and there's accuracy involved. So, of course, I was inaccurate with the queen g5 move. But, you know, he still needs accuracy to finish this out because this ain't over yet. It's very complicated. Rook a to e8. And then he played this move, which I thought was bad, but the engine actually likes it. I thought knight f3 was his best move. Just kick the queen because my queen is placed so nicely here on g5. I thought he played knight f3. Oh, but watch this, guys. If knight f3, I was going to play. What do you think I was going to play? Black to move. Somebody tell me what I'm going to play. Oh, here goes the pawn. Black to move. We got rook d8, rook e8. Okay. Rook e5, rook e8, rook d8. So rook d8, okay, rook d8 is face blockage. You know, that's not a move. You're blocking with your whole face there, my guy. Don't even do it to him. Rook f6, that's face blockage as well. Rook f6, after I take the queen, you take mine. Knight f7, GG, start a new one. Battle Boss, thanks for the follow. Rook 2e. I ain't never seen Battle Boss Al said rook 2e. Rook 2e. Rook 2e. It's strange because, you know, okay, there it is. Rook e2. And I was about to say it's strange because that's the right move, but it's just set incorrectly. Right. King, rook e5. It's rook e2. Boom. Boy, take this queen if you want to. Oh my goodness. He got mated. This is a family channel. Ouch. So I was going to do rook e2, and in post-game analysis, we both saw this kind of cool technique, and we was both getting low on time as well. So again, I was ready for this. Queen e7 is the best move, in fact, but I didn't want to trade queens. Like, you know, I hate, not that you have to get good at this skill anyway, and you do have to like practice it, but nobody wants to do it if you don't actually have to. If you have other ways to do it, and the skill I'm talking about is actually defending positions when you're down material. Or like, you know, fighting just to get a draw. Like, who wants, that's brutal. That's just, man, that's some of the hardest chess to play right there. You down 2 pawns and you just trying to make a draw. Like, it's so hard. So I'd rather keep pieces on and go for more practical chances as opposed to just sitting around waiting not to die, right? Trying not to die. That's about it. That's what it's about. Rook a to e8. So after rook a to e8, he played h4. And what he did is he said, hey, I'm going to handle all of my back rank troubles in one move. King h2. And at this point, I'm like, uh-oh, I might be in trouble on the double, my guy. So it is black to move, facts, folks, and facts. But chat, what do you do? h4, you got to move your queen, right? Or not? What do we do? It is black to move. h4 on the board. I got to figure out where to go. Queen g3. Okay, Robert, as soon as you play queen g3, hit the clock very promptly. Get up from your seat and go to your room. Withdraw from the tournament. This just one ain't for you, big dog. This ain't your tournament. Queen G3, Rook takes G3. Flex real hard. You know, he has every right to stare at me as hard as he wants to as he takes the queen. Just staring. Like, bro, this what you do in the open section? This what you do in the open section, bro? Hey, man. Hey, don't do this, man. You on suicide watch? You need somebody to talk to. Queen G3 is not a move. Queen E7. Start a new one. Come on, big fella. You already know problem. Swizzy. Rook E1. Thanks for the follow. Kirat Singh 17. Rook G3. Oh, yeah. That would have been a scary one, right? Very, very scary. So, with that being said, okay. Here we go. Let's go back. He goes H4. And we got Rook E1 check. You guys are right. Bam. Hit him with the little in-between tween first. The little check. Thanks for the follow. Taya Veris. Rook E1 check. King H2. Now, I have to move the queen. Unless I want to just give up the queen for free. Where do I move the queen? Where do I move the queen? Like to move, folks. Like to move. This is still complicated. First off, let's do a piece count, pawn count. 3, 4, 5, 3, 6. So I'm down a pawn still. I'm still down a pawn here. We got queen F6s everywhere. So right now, this is bad. This is bad for me. In fact, according to the engine, this is plus 2.5. It's now getting closer to plus 3, but this isn't that easy. This isn't that easy. And this is why looks are very deceiving in chess. You always keep fighting as well, and you complicate things as much as you can, especially in your favor. This is why you should do tactics every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Never miss them. Because when you're able to generate tactical play and things that can help you, you can get out of positions that you may have been worse in or complicate things to your favor. So best move is the move that I play, queen to D8. Why am I trading, right? Is queen E7 bad? Correct. Queen E7 is bad. All of these moves, you might as well resign as soon as you make them. And the reason for that is you trade when you're up, not when you're down. So if I'm down material in a position where, first off, weaknesses are everywhere, he got a pass pawn and a potential to make another one. This is weak as well. His king's safe. Trading queens is as good as resigning. So queen D8, I'm out of the way. I'm keeping a queen. I'm also keeping an eye on H4. I also have some sneaky, if he's not careful, rook F6 almost traps the queen. Look at that. He has queen B4, which is his only move. And then I can use this rook to put more pressure on this. This is complicated, boy. This crazy. It ain't over yet. So he played knight F3. He hit my rook. And then I went for it. I was like, you know what? Forget it, bro. Hey, we getting low on time. I don't have any other shot. I went rook F6. And the reason why I said this is because if he tries this, or not even this, queen takes. I looked at this. We looked at this briefly, but I should be winning after queen takes B2. And this is nuts. He got the 2 rooks. This is insane. This is insane. We looked at this, and that engine says this. Engine says it's equal right now. Equal. How is this equal, right? But it's very hard to play this, and especially in time trouble, somebody gonna boss this. And if I can gobble some pawns, even gobbling one of these, there's a lot of weaknesses. I should be able to win. So he didn't go for this though. After rook F6, he did back that boy up one time. Queen to B4. He went queen B4. After queen B4, I go rook E2 to put some pressure on G2. Next move being rook here and sacking on G5. I'm ready. I'm literally ready. I'm literally like, oh snap, this is a turnaround. This could be the turnaround we're looking for. And then he goes C5. Now look, he went for it. These pawns are about to get nasty. Now there is probably, well, the engine says there's multiple moves, but the number 1 move is probably the only move that will save your life right here. Can you find it, chat? Black to move. There's only one move that probably will save your life. The rest won't work. In fact, let's actually get this out the way and check y'all rook G6. Why doesn't rook G6 work? Rook G6 doesn't work because of knight G5. And then after knight G5, if we try to sack, takes, yep, see, I'm already answering y'all question right now. Then rook G3. Ouch. Oh my goodness. I can't hit nothing. I don't have a check. I'm down in exchange. He got every pass pawn. This is a wrap. This is a wrap. Don't work. So rook G6 is not a move. Try again. Anyone else? Rook E4. We got rook G6. Full circle. Queen C8. Oh man. Queen C8. Kira says, ouch. Rook G6. Yeah. Rook e4, rook takes g2. Sharkweed just says, hey man, bail out, just go for it. Rook takes g2. I'm probably a quick trade because yeah, in game. Queen c7, b6 from my boy, knight b8, rook e4, knight c5, snapping. Here it is, guys, and this is what makes, you know, tactical ability is, you know, what I tell people the most, and they're like, what can I work on the most? I tell my students this all the time. You know, the most thing that you can have the most growth is through tactics. 80%, you know, 70, 80% tactics, 20 to 30% everything else. Up until you get to a certain level, then you need to study more of, which you should be well-rounded. I do recommend you study a lot of opening theory in games and your tactics, but tactics be the heavy workload on everything. But as soon as you get to this certain level, man, then you can start doing other stuff. You can start, because this tactic here was very, very sharp, and I spotted it very, very quickly. This is why I went for it. So in fact, Dante got it correct here. It's 95. 95. This is a very, very tricky move. And especially here, we were getting low on time. And first off, I'm threatening knight g4. Secondly, you know, rook g6 is now a little bit scarier, but knight g4 is a scary looking move, bro. His king is getting, you know, just as bad as my king, right? Just bruvs, thanks for the follow. His king looking like mine, right? So what does he do? He takes it. Now after knight takes e5, guys, what's the move? Black to move. OMAG says tactics. That's right, bro. Black to move, folks. Turkey Gamer says queen takes d5. Queen d5 from Robert. Queen d5. Queen takes d5, of course. Mia Janae, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Rook takes e5. Yeah, rook takes e5 will be a fatal error. Knight e5, the only reason why I did this is so I could take on d5. After queen takes d5, now knight f3, which he does. Actually, no, he doesn't do that. In fact, if knight f3, the table is almost turned in a way, which is rook to g6. Now here, right now, rook g6 was my next idea. And right now, white miraculously has a weird queen d4 move. Queen d4 and then rook takes. You know, the engine finds everything, right? And this is how it was supposed to go. This is how it would have ended. It says rook f2 and then takes. Oh man, now it's winning. So did I miss something? Because it was just equal. Oh, it's this one. I have to take the h rook and do it. If king f1, queen takes. It says rook takes. So what's wrong with knight takes? Now it's equal. Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy. My goodness. And this is still equal right here. I mean, I'm telling you, like, the title of the video is complicated, bro. This is a complicated game. This is very complex. This whole game was so complex. That's why this video is so long. Knight takes e5. Queen takes d5. And if knight f3, I was going to go rook g2 with the idea of course, if knight g5, we mate him, right? Pretty obvious mate there. And then I was thinking, how does he even defend this? Was my thought about that. Like, how do you even defend g2, right? And with us having low time, I thought this was going to work out. So after queen takes d5, he goes rook g3. And then after rook g3, I take with the queen. And right here, you know, we was low. We low on time, and we both, it's like a blitz game at this point. I played in the Chicago Open. Oh, you played chess, bros? That's what's up, bro. What section was you in, man? So right here, bro, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I don't know what's going to happen right here. So I actually offered a draw. I took right here, and I was like, hey, bro, draw. And he looked, and he couldn't forget nothing to work. And we drew right here. He like, just like, yeah. And then we went out to talk about it. Because this is the next line is what I saw here. Is if he takes on a4. If he takes on a4, then I can take on c5. Right? I know it's solid. It's a draw. Ended in a draw. But right here, also c6 was another move. I could take on b2. And I saw this. And if he takes here, then I can take on b5. Weirdly enough. I could also take on c6, which is my main thing. Then if take on c6, I could play king h7 or... But this, according to the engine, rook takes is just better. And in c7 is scary because he looked like he queening. But rook c5, and if queen check, king h7. Oh my goodness, what is going on? What if he queens? Rook takes, queen takes. Oh, and then I get one back. Like, this is, I knew something like this would happen. But look at this. Black's now winning here. But that's if he would have went for more. But I couldn't figure this out. And also, I was getting low on time. And I went from, I was almost losing here as well. You were in trouble for a minute. Right. Exactly. Under 2100. That's good, bro. Good stuff, Chess Bros. Blunder go. Yeah. So this ended in a draw. This was round 7 of Chicago Open with Chiron here. Ended in a draw. Peaceful result and a very complicated game.